And it's so exciting for me to tell you, yeah, plastics are lowering your testosterone. You know, everyone's talking about this stuff, and that's quite nice to hear. And so, you know, if you get the metal water bottle, you'll be safe. Like, those things are awesome, but the truth is, switching from a plastic water bottle to a metal one isn't gonna do shit if you're fat or if you're underweight. Or if you smoke, if you vape, if you smoke weed. It's like, if you do those things, changing your water bottle, or, you know, all these other like little micro things that you can start to implement, they're probably not gonna, like, you're not gonna feel any difference. So there's a few things we need to go over, and it actually does seem that the leading reason why sperm counts are so messed up these days is just obesity. It's just body fat percentage. Because of the amount of guys who are just fat. Just simply fat. Now we could go to a whole reason, you know, I'll summarize this because everyone else online is too scared to say why people are fat these days, and every little fitness YouTuber says, yep, it's calories in, it's calories out, and every guy who's trying to sell you a program says, yeah, it's because they're not following this diet. I'm going to give you the one true reason why everyone's becoming so fat and unhealthy these days. It's just education. It's just knowledge. It's as simple as that. It's just knowledge. Because how many classes did you go through on diet or nutrition in high school? Zero. You exercised for 1 hour a week or 45 minutes a week. That's what we had, 45 minutes of exercise a week. What did that teach us as children? For 1 hour of exercise per week is what, like, the school was getting us to do. The school sold unhealthy food. Literally all of it was unhealthy, apart from like the dead ass salads that they'd sell, which no one even wanted. Through our 18 years of being in the education system, there was 0 classes on nutrition. There is one class on nutrition that you can take online for free. It's a YouTube video. It's one that I recommend to a lot of people. If you've not watched it, it will take 1.5 hours to watch. I promise you, it is deeply, deeply, deeply interesting. It's enjoyable to watch, even though it seems like a little bit old or whatever. And it will genuinely, like, I can remember the point of my life changing after I watched this one lecture on nutrition. The lecture you can go find online, I'll even link it below. It's titled Fat Chance Fructose 2.0. It's a lecture on nutrition, which is kind of like the education we never got. And once you're equipped with this education and you start to actually understand what food is actually doing to you, it's so easy to make the positive choices. I promise you right here, right now, I binge ate for most of my life. I was one of those people who had no willpower when it came to my diet. I watched this one lecture, and since then I have not binge ate even one time. It's like the education, the knowledge in my brain just suddenly made things make sense, and I realized why I had these intense cravings for sugar, and it was gone. It gave me an enemy to hate on, which was sugar and the companies that pump that shit full in our foods, and also the doctors who don't even advise like their patients, like my mother, on these things. I still remember this one day when my mom came home from like a GP appointment with like a sad look on her face, saying like, oh, the doctor's told me like I've got like too high cholesterol, so he's told me to go for like the low fat alternatives. And she had been to the shops as well, and she's got like low fat yogurt and stuff, and I'm literally like, I didn't even have to look, but I still looked. Bro, what the fuck do you think low fat means, by the way? If it's like, let's do a little Q&A. If something says low fat on the packaging, what does it mean? Because low fat, reducing the fat of a food, makes it taste disgusting. Naturally, because fat is actually, like, when you think about the primal days, fat was where we got a lot of our taste from. If you take the fat, like these modern companies, they take the fat away inside of these products. If you imagine like the low fat alternatives of crisp packets, of chocolate, of butter, of yogurt and milk and everything, right? They'll take the fat away and it tastes bad. And so what do they put instead? I'll give you one guess. What do they put? What do these companies put, which is cheap and addictive and tasty, inside of the food that they strip the fat away? They put in sugar. They put sugar in. Very quick plug. Let me just plug something, right? If you're interested in that business model where I'm on self-improvement full time, I just improve my life, learn what really works, and then teach you what works. This exact business model is what I teach inside of Adonis School. It's the top link in the description. Sorry for the plug. Sugar is the cause of the massive rise of obesity. Not this calories in, calories out, because that's just bullshit. That's so stupid to talk about. We need to be asking people why they're eating more calories. Just saying, yep, calories in, calories out. It's like you've tried to tell people to, like, you know, we as a species, as like a big movement of healthy people, have been trying to talk about calories in, calories out, eat less and move more for the last decades. That advice has been going around and it hasn't done anything. So the next time you see some dumbass fitness YouTuber, just remind yourself that he literally doesn't know shit. Even if he's got some professional, like, little backing qualification, he's done a personal training degree or some personal training course, like 6-week online course, and he thinks he's qualified, bro. And all these fucking dumbasses just talking about, yeah, calories in, calories out. It's not that simple. If it was, you tell someone eat less and they would, problem solved. We need to be asking a slightly, like, you know, like a double-digit brain IQ, like a double-digit brain cell question. Why are people eating too many calories? Why are people eating more calories now than they used to 100 years ago? What's causing people to feel these cravings? What's causing people to reduce their willpower? What's causing people to get even hungrier? What's causing the addiction of poor quality food, which lacks nutrition, that people are eating? Well, all of these things became problems. Maybe about 80 years ago, you started to see every, like, health problem just start to skyrocket. Sometime in, like, the 40s, 50s, 60s, every health problem, cardiovascular disease and obesity and all these ones just start to skyrocket from that point. And what do you think became so prevalent inside of our societies, inside of the supermarkets? Well, what started to be pumped inside of everything, inside of ketchup, inside of, like, all the sauces you use, and every, like, meal that you get in a restaurant these days has got like 30 grams of sugar. You know, milk has more, like, about the same amount of sugar. Like, a glass of milk has about the same amount of sugar as Coca-Cola. And people think milk is healthy, and it's actually very estrogenic as well, by the way. Like, that's a separate topic. But actually, no, it's not even a separate topic, bro. Like, literally, there was one research study I read, right? Little boys who were given milk inside of primary school. I mentioned this in my last video, but I didn't know that, had heard of the study. Little boys who were given a glass of milk, they literally had their urine tested an hour later, and they had, like, the estrogenic substance inside of their urine, and they ended up having lower testosterone after that, just from milk. And so I started my previous video talking about this, where inside of our school, every single day we would have, like, a designated milk break. I don't know if this was just a UK thing, but we literally got sat down inside of primary school, and the teachers would bring in carton after carton of milk with nice little plastic straws. Every day, just fucking lowering your testosterone levels. Inside of school. With your obese teacher. It sounds like a dystopian reality when you think about that. You've got an obese teacher who's telling you that milk's going to give you healthy bones. The milk's got 25 grams of sugar in and it lowers your testosterone. And you've got a plastic straw to just add it all together. Oh, bro. So obesity, or just let's just say body fat percentage, is the first and major lifestyle issue. A lot of us young people don't need to worry about this. You're not totally fat, it's fine. Being too shredded can also mess up with your hormones as well. A lot of, like, fitness guys will say this, and bodybuilders will say this. If you really do shred down to the point that you have, like, a full-on 6-pack or 8-pack, you know, like, fitness Instagram ready, that's probably going to mess up your testosterone and probably sperm too, because you're just so deprived of nutrients. In fact, the best macronutrients for, like I was going to say hormone health, but honestly just health, it's fat. It is absolutely crucial that you have a high-fat diet. Absolutely crucial. I couldn't imagine eating in any other way. And I know that bodybuilders and guys who are really into the gym, as I have been, like to go on a high-carb diet instead and lower their fat to like 50 grams a day. That just blows my mind, because at that point you're sacrificing your health and your hormones and your brain's cognitive function just for hopefully another rep in the gym. It's sure, bro, go and make your gains 100%, but see what you can do when you're actually eating the diet that's optimum for your health, your mental cognition, and also still great for the gym. High fat diet is perfect for that. You don't want to get too high of a body fat percentage, and you don't want to be too lean. So this is that like stereotypical advice. Maybe be 12 to 18% body fat. There's no point us really saying, oh, well, you can be 13.5, because none of us actually really know what our body fat percentage is. You might think you do because you just have this arrogance of thinking, yeah, but I know how to calculate it just by looking. Is no one really calculates it wrong, calculates it right, unless you had like a DEXA scan recently. So the idea is like, just don't be fat, just don't be really shredded.
I definitely agree that micro changes won't make a difference if you're fat. Is your body fat percentage in the healthy range? If it is, you can proceed with more advanced health improving, testosterone increasing activities.